Yes.
Is he a queer?
Well, he's on television, isn't he?
Yes.
So I should think he probably is a queer, yes.
He does look like a queer, doesn't he?
Oh, he looks like a queer.
And he sounds like a queer.
Oh, he sounds like a queer.
Well, if he sounds like a queer and he looks like a queer and he's on television, I just think he's a probable queer. Wouldn't you agree?
If he looks like a queer, sounds like a queer, and is on television, he's probably a queer, yes. Looks like a queer, sounds like a queer. He's not the probable queer.
Probably is a queer if he looks like a queer and he sounds like a queer. Probably a queer.
Sounds like a queer, looks like a queer, it's probably a queer, yes.
Right, but I shall put him down as a probable queer.
He is married, of course.
Okay, welcome back, and it is time, it's that time of year again for my State of the Collection video, something I do every sort of 5-6 months.
And we're having a look at Craney's
as
collection.
YouTubers do when
Oh
we
yeah.
do our State of the Collection videos or do any sort of watch review, we flesh the scene out. A lot of the other YouTubers, they flesh the scenes out with fancy,
Bit of flesh.
you know, carbon
Flesh on the
ceramic,
scene.
you know, extremely macho and butch knives,
I like
and I
them.
thought I would flesh the scene out with my my daughter's breakfast spoon. So yeah, leave that right there. Now the collection's in many parts and some parts transcendent to other parts. Incidentally, I am using a biro to point this stuff, right? A common, cheap, 10 for a quid biro, right? And I'm proud of the fact. I don't have a fancy pen, I'm afraid, so you'll have to bear with me. Okay, firstly at the top, I've got my Garmin. There you go, for my GPS watch for one of our running and what have you. I got it for my birthday a couple months ago. It's quite good.
It's rubbish. Rubbish.
I still need to sort of rig it up to the computer and just
rig it up to
you
the
know,
computer.
get it sorted out properly.
Technological
Next to it is the Lord David watch. You remember he sent me this piece of this piece of fucking excrement about 4 months ago. I know he's going to come on and say it's a lovely watch.
It is
right?
lovely.
But he's full of shit. There you go. So he sent me that. Now that has come out its case today for the first time in 4 months, and we'll go back in its case to see the light of day.
Come on,
Maybe
get
to
it
the
out
next
of the way.
time I do a collection
get to the-
review. I might even shoot
Get
it
to
with
the
a gun
fucking
if I
bones
can
of
find a
collection.
gun.
What a rubbish.
There's the round the world Casio that myself and other YouTubers have been sending around. I am going to send that on to Craig Till Jones the next
What did
week or
Till
so.
Jones ever do to you?
He can be blessed with its presence. So they're the sort of watches that aren't really, so I don't really sort of think about them that much. Now, I've got a couple of watches here that I like.
Oh dear.
I will keep forever. I will never sell them, yet never wear them. And that's a Swatch System 51. Okay? I've had that since the sort of turn of the year.
Yeah, well, that's the core of the problem. I don't even want to go into
It's okay, it's quite a cool
Don't even want to go into it.
This is the Hal
Plastic.
Pinchbeck that my wife bought me for my 40th birthday. And
Yeah, well.
I've not actually done a review on this yet. I sort of don't feel
I won't
that
say
fussed for
anything
doing
about
it,
that, you know.
to be honest with you.
No.
It's a nice wee piece, but I've only worn it sort of half a dozen times. I think when you get into watches, that sort of thing, although nice, and it comes in a nice case.
Oh, well,
I might
that's
do a
all right.
review of
It
it
comes
at
in a
some
nice
point.
case.
It's just a nice thing to have, and,
champagne,
you know,
buying
in
it. Yeah,
100
you saw
years'
it.
time,
Boutique.
in 50 years' time, my daughter will sort of find it, and, oh look, there's what Dad got for my mum for her
Hurry up,
40th.
come on.
Yeah, just a little quartz movement, made in England as well, so that's got a little bit of broad appeal. Now, on the right-hand side, I have the my little trio from the east. I have the rose between two thorns, the two Seiko dials.
Come on, get him out.
There
Here
you
we
go.
go. Here we
The
go.
7002 back from its service. And
I love a
let's
Seiko.
just
I love a
get these up the right
Seiko.
way.
Nice
Got that
Seiko.
upside
Lovely,
down
lovely,
there.
lovely. Come on.
And of course, on top of that, the Grand Seiko. So there's my three Seikos, hand in hand. And I've got to say, I'm now a big Seiko fan.
Yeah, so you should be. So you
The
should
Grand
be.
Seiko's not seen much wrist time recently, not since the Rolex turned up, but looking at it now, it's just a lovely wee piece, it really is. And I don't know if I'm going to keep it.
affordable. Get them used
I really don't know
about
if I'm going to keep
80
it.
quid. They're not bad.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
no.
can't
There we
remember the
go.
exact
There we go.
reference of this piece. But
Oh,
it's a nice
nice
looking watch.
smooth sweep
The
second hand.
SKX, as you know, forms part of my sort of core collection.
Bog
which brings me-
standard. Bog
let's get out
standard.
of
It's
the
a
way.
cliche.
These two.
It's a cliche.
These are my two sort of cherished pieces. Now I know the brain wants to have this cup of tea. I'm going to do a video about that for Sunday.
Christ.
But this
That's-
is it.
that's
I
what we
worked
need
for the. I worked
is
hard
another watch
to sort of
firm
get the money together to buy
Selling
these two.
fucking expensive
And,
watches. Oh dear.
The Rolex is never leaving my side. I've decided
Yeah, it's
that.
upside down.
Again, I've reiterated a point that I've made countless
Christ.
times. I bought the watches that I liked. Right, I know.
Stripy rubber bracelet. Oh, I'm sorry.
fine.
I'm
I
sorry.
understand
I
that.
do
I'm
not
fucking
care
stupid.
for the Braymont
Jesus Christ.
and the Rolex.
How much money do you lose when you sell a
Oh,
car?
it's a bit.
There you go. If you even buy a
Well,
car,
I
a lot of
mean,
people's leasing these days.
you know
So
what?
there you go. There's the inner core of my collection. My Braymont
After
Supermarine,
sales
Rolex Oyster
styles
Collection.
can be
I
obtained.
can't help it, but
you
I have to
know.
put this in there as well.
At least it wasn't
I have to put that
two-tone.
in
I
there as
mean,
well,
that's
saying
an
they are-
absolute travesty.
there's the three
Two-tone. There's
core
nothing you can
members
do
of the
about that.
collection.
But
I mean, I suppose
a great
if I could
dial.
be
I mean,
brutally honest, leave everything else
you
out,
know,
right?
it's.
I could put the Grand Seiko there too.
Yeah, you want to get that Seiko
and
on a
say,
better
"Oh,
strap.
there's a nice little
Black
awesome
lizard
two
skin.
watches
That's
for
what
work,
I'd say.
two dress
Yeah.
watches. You know, I mean, there's be the odd occasion where the Rolex might not be an appropriate dress watch. I might
Yeah,
leave it
not
something
bad,
on a
not
nice little
bad.
strap like so. But yeah, there's my sort of horological pair.
Yeah, they're all right. They are.
Actually, no. If you want to sort of split it into horology, you have to put
Oh,
system 51 in there as well, don't you?
Oh, don't do that.
This is what I like.
Horrible.
You know, it's the first time I've actually laid everything out in a long
mass-produced
time,
plastics
and
watch. Bloody dog shit.
had them all
Villa.
together, all out, and you know, expensive ones, cheap ones, fat ones, thin ones, boring ones that I'll never sell.
Yeah,
ones that
you
I'll
could
probably
have. You
sell
could have had an
anyway.
Explorer 2 polar
And,
dial. You could have had an
And
Explorer
that's
1.
it. This is a nice one.
Pre-owned.
This is the one I got from
Good
my
neck.
friend.
No,
And
great.
it's just been away for a service, and it's keeping perfect.
Well,
As
we've all
they
told
say,
you wouldn't
because
listen.
a lot of people
you
have
know,
asked, is the Braymont.
replenish your
Braymont's
own
timekeeping
leisure.
is now absolutely spot on.
It's
So
spot on.
it might have just been a little, you know, thing that needed re-regulated or regulated. Sorry. And
I'm not a fan.
That's
I'm
it.
not
So
a
now
fan.
it's absolutely
No.
bang on. And I'm really, really pleased to say, because if it fucked up again,
Big, chunky thing.
I would have pretty much been
stripy
back and
rubber
said,
fucking
you know, what am I making,
bracelet
what's in it?
strap. Nah.
So that's it. There's a state of the collection. There's a couple of pieces there that won't go. You know, the Rolex is not going to go. I'm, you know, Harold Pinchbeck won't go. Probably won't go.
Well, I
Scott
don't
System
really know what to
51.
say.
David, I'll chuck that in the bin as we finish this. There you go.
I don't know what to say.
And yeah, so you know, let's just see. I mean, here we are on September the, what is it? What's the date today? I can't even think the date is. 24th of September, right? 24th of September. I'll do another collection review in about March time, and we'll see. We'll compare the two collections then, see what's left and what's not. Okay, guys, I shall see you in the comments section. Cheers.